In H2 Math, sequences and series is supposed to be one of those chapters that is a dead giveaway in the marks. But sometimes, some JCs might come up with questions that stun students, such as this question from NYJC. So in this video, I want to take this opportunity to run you through how to actually tackle this question, and more importantly, recap the basics of AP-GP so that you are well prepared for your first block test, your first WA1 as a J1 student, and also revise it as a J2 student. So we know that a arithmetic series or an AP is something that goes like this. It has a general term of Tn equals to a plus n minus 1d, where d is the common difference and a is the first term. So some of us might write it as T1 over here. So they are saying that the first term, the sixth term, and the 14th term of this AP. So I have T1, T6, and T14. So T1 would just be a, T6 over here will be a plus 5d, and T14 will be a plus 13d. And we are told that these three are the first term, second term, or third term of a GP. So this is a separate series called a GP, and a GP is one where each term has a difference of a constant multiple between each other. So the general term of a GP would just be Tn equals to a times r, which is the constant ratio, the constant difference, to the power of n minus 1. So T1, T2, T3, right? They are subsequent terms. So what this means for us over here is that the T1 of this GP can be said to be A as well. The T2 of this GP could be said as A plus 5D, and the T3 of this GP could be said to be A plus 13D. Now, what's so special about a GP is that each successive term has a difference of a constant. So that means that if I take T3 divided by T2, I will get a constant, and likewise, when I take T2 divided by T1, I will also get the same constant. And the beautiful thing about this is that these two constants are exactly the same. So over here, we are able to form an equation just by identifying the nature of how a GP works. So when I sub this into the equation, a plus 13d over a plus 5d equals to a plus 5d over a. And then from here, I can crisscross multiply and make d the subject. So when I crisscross multiply, I get a times a plus 13d equals to a plus 5d, and then the whole thing squared. Expanding this, I get a squared plus 13ad equals to a squared plus 2a5d plus 25d squared. Now, if I want to make d the subject over here, then what I have to do is that I have to group everything into the same equation once. So from here, we can actually expand this to give us a squared plus 10ad plus 25d squared. A squared plus 13ad. Then look, I can cancel out the 10 here, and then here will just become 3ad. So what I have is that I have a squared plus 3ad equals to a squared plus 25d squared. Cancel out the a squared, what I'm left with is 3ad equals to 25d squared. Now, to make d the subject is actually very simple from here onwards, right? 25d squared minus 3ad equals to 0. Factorize out the d. 25d minus 3a equals to 0. d equals to 0, or 25d minus 3a is 0, of which we know that d cannot be 0 because it's given by the question over here, right? D cannot be 0, and therefore this is rejected. Reject, as d cannot be 0, and then from here I get 25d is 3a, and therefore d, the final answer, would just be 3 over 25a, which is the final answer to this whole question over here. So to all JC students, right, sequences and series is a staple. Chapter 1, which is the easiest of all the topics, but don't underestimate this topic. And if you need more help for sequences and series, I have a library that teaches you step by step building up the foundations for sequences and series, and giving a lot of questions for each question type to give you enough exposure and enough depth of practice so that you can go and ace your WA1. If you want more information of this library that you can access anywhere, log into the portal and start learning and doing the questions, make sure to WhatsApp this number over here, and I'll send you a demo of how the library looks like to help you in your learning. If not, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.